Today marks Golden Sun's 15th anniversary. The first game was released for the Game Boy Advance on November 11, 2001 in North America, and its sequel, Golden Sun: The Lost Age, launched on April 14, 2003 in the US as well, and also for the Game Boy. Finally, after a 7-year gap, the final game to date was released on November 29, 2010 as Golden Sun: Dark Dawn on the Nintendo DS. The first game's closed gaps and the last game's hiatus are two interesting stories to themselves. First of all, Golden Sun and Golden Sun: The Lost Age were technically being developed at the same time because they were going to be the same game. However, due to the size, it wasn't possible to fit everything on one cart, so thus a split was introduced. As they are a continuation of the same story, a lengthy password system was implemented for players to transfer data between games to carry over progress and thus complete the journey. It was a remarkable feat at the time, one of which few games still have yet to capitalize on, except, most notably, the Mass Effect franchise. Golden Sun: Dark Dawn was conceptualized soon after the second's launch, but a lot of complications arose to halt progress. First, Camelot, the developer, was busy making Mario sports titles like Mario Tennis. Not only that, but key members from the Golden Sun team left and the company was unsure if they could move forward with a smaller group. After a long pause, it was finally teased for the Nintendo DS at Nintendo's 2009 E3 press conference. This event was also notable for revealing new Super Mario Bros. Wii, Super Mario Galaxy 2, The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, Metroid Other M, and Sin and Punishment Star Successor, just to name a few. Now, Golden Sun's plot involves a group of young heroes called Adepts, those with Psynergy magic, destined to save the world from a calamity involving alchemy. In order to do this, they must seek the power of djinns that represent the four elements of Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, and Venus, which essentially translates into wind, fire, water, and earth. Interestingly, the first game finishes on a cliffhanger, eliminating certain protagonists, while Golden Sun: The Lost Age continues the story with the surviving members, along with new ones. Golden Sun: Dark Dawn takes place 30 years after its events and involves the kin of the previous story's heroes. All three titles are turn-based RPGs. They're fairly simple in terms of mechanics, where heroes can attack, defend, use items, and of course, use synergy magic bestowed from the djinns. These involve typical spells like fireballs and lightning strikes to Final Fantasy-esque summons involving djinns. The key difference and most impressive thing about the battle displays was that they took place in semi-3D. Combat begins with a 2D outlook of both parties, heroes and monsters, facing off as you input your commands. Once you do both, sides will leap forward as the scenes flip around several times with stunning animations. They're quite impressive even today, and that's probably the most impressive thing about the graphics, as the rest of it doesn't hold up visually. The big-headed characters of the first two games look ugly compared to a lot of other Game Boy Advance games. The aesthetic is sort of carried into the DS game as well, but it looks a bit better given the new graphical prowess of the system. Along with this, all three beginnings take a long time to get through, due in part to long streams of text that are unskippable, and the random encounters are pretty annoying to go back to when games have progressed so far without them. Despite these criticisms and a fairly basic RPG plotline, I think these games are miraculous treasures for both Camelot and its IP holder, Nintendo. Nintendo really doesn't have a lot of RPGs under its belt. There's Fire Emblem, Advance Wars, Pokemon, and the two Mario RPG franchises. Now, Mario is a spin-off for existing characters that are a hybrid between platformer and turn-based combat. Fire Emblem and Advance Wars are tactical RPGs, and Pokemon is a more traditional turn-based RPG, albeit aimed towards kids. Suffice it to say, Nintendo kind of needs a big RPG franchise to call their own with a different tone. I'd love it to be Golden Sun or a Smash Brothers-like concept of taking all of their properties and creating a Kingdom Hearts-style action RPG. That'd be magical, but as this is Golden Sun's 15th anniversary, I think I should nudge Nintendo and Camelot to try for another sequel, or even a reboot. But hey, feel free to steal both of my ideas, Nintendo. My running into Golden Sun characters would be pretty magical as well. And that's all I have to say on Golden Sun. So again, happy 15th anniversary, Golden Sun. Did you know that was a ReActionExaminer video? If you liked it, you should subscribe to me to keep up with everything that I'm doing. Also, if you have some other interests, like sex for example, check out Tomops, which is a comedy sex podcast thing wherein my best friend and I check out the weird and abnormal and the erotic. And of course you should support me on Patreon because hey, I want to make the channel better and I want your help to do so. Plus, if you want to check out my writing, check out Game Jerk, where I have archives and new stuff for all projects, okay? You can find all the stuff and more in the description with the links below. Thanks for watching and I will see you all next time.